Toronto real estate supply has pulled back for a third week in a row, and if you've been following the Real Estate Raccoons for the past 193 weeks that we've been doing this, you will know that 3 weeks usually signals a trend towards a whatever it's moving towards. In this case, listings have pulled back for 3 weeks in a row, and in the past that would mean that we're moving towards a seller's market, but we have so much supply right now that that's way too quick to jump to that conclusion, and our market is not really performing as it normally would right now, considering everything else that's going on. But the one thing that is normal is, as we approach the holiday season, to see listings pull back is normal. So it is nice to see right now that the market is doing what it normally would, which is great. It means that people are able to hang on to their properties despite their increased costs. It means that there's very little panic selling going on. Yes, of course, there's lots of power of sales, more than there's ever been before, but none of those things are at a scale where it's affecting the market in general. So right now, things are relatively stable in Toronto. Some properties are still getting multiple offers, some aren't. Some sellers aren't getting the prices that they want. Hello, I'm one of those people here too, and we're just pulling our properties off the market and waiting for a better time to come back. Anyway, my name is R. Memorian. This is the Real Estate Raccoons. I run the Spring Team here in Toronto, full service real estate agency handling all kinds of sales from commercial to residential with our various professionals on our team. There's not a single person on this team that is everything to everyone. We are all highly specialized professionals. So no matter what it is that you need, we have a professional on the Spring Team that is specialized in that, from condos to houses to commercial and areas, of course. Anyway, so week 193. Oh, also, the best way that you can support all of this work that we're doing here is to subscribe and to share this, or to comment below just to boost the algorithm a little bit wherever you're seeing it. But anyway, so week 193, 193 weeks since March of 2020 when this blog essentially started, to report the numbers in a weekly fashion to make sure we're staying on top of trends and not waiting for monthly numbers to come out from the Toronto Real Estate Board. So now that we're here, 193 weeks in a row, I'm getting some great feedback from people and I love to see it. So right now, if you're a seller, you're going to go to market and you may get great offers or you may not. Just know that there could be a better time for you to be selling down the road, whether that's next month, this spring, who knows. I got off the phone with somebody who is going to sell their home and they're like, we're going to wait for spring when the market is better. That's a normal assumption that people have made in real estate, as springtime has always seen a ton more sales activity. Prices do well in the springtime. But a lot of people aren't quite as familiar with those sneaky little sellers markets that appear in the dead of winter, February, January, or in the fall more specifically. I love the fall market as a seller more so than the spring market. It tends to bring out a different type of activity, but depends on the type of property that you have overall. So anyway, long story short, now could be the best time to sell in the next year. We don't know what's going to happen in the future, but it's nice to see that the Bank of Canada has hinted towards them bringing rates down before they hit that 2% inflation target. So all of those are good things that will spark some buyer activity. But overall, I wouldn't expect a return to the frenzy of COVID. And remember, a few weeks ago, we've stopped comparing what's happening now to the absolute heat of the market in February of 2022. We're not likely to see a market like that again, potentially in a generation. Not to say that prices won't get to that point again, because we're still above where we were in the fourth quarter of 2022. So it is very possible now that the bottom of the market is behind us, but we really have to see what happens after the holiday season to see how many people flood the market with listings. If they flood the market with listings, how many people end up being in serious trouble if there is another rate hike. Chances of that happening are, I'm going to say slim, but you never know. The Bank of Canada could surprise. There could be some surprising inflation numbers that come out next month that affect that decision. So we can't make these predictions or decisions until we see what the numbers look like. Right now, it's looking like there's probably going to be another rate hold. And then as we head into 2024, then they'll start thinking about bringing rates down, which should spark some buyer activity, but not at the level some agents would have you believe. So as a buyer right now, you're not going to get the crazy deals that you're expecting to have across the board. Okay, we've talked about this over and over again. The assignment market is still the best place for deals, and overall that's where you should be looking for the most phenomenal deals where people are actually losing money, and if you want to take advantage of that, that's where it is. But right now the market is way more balanced than I expected it to be, which is great. Let's see how the next few months close out. I'm going to keep this video under 5 minutes because I got to get back in there. I'm going to be on stage talking to a group of realtors today, and I will post that talk here when it gets sent to me after it's recorded. So I'm pretty excited about that. And if you know anything about Austin, Texas, you think there's something I should do here, I'm here till Thursday. So let me know. And week 193 is done. I'll see you in week 194. next week. And as usual, the best way to help me is to subscribe. And if you have any questions that you need answered, then there's a call link below to schedule a strategy session with me. I'm not going to convince you to sell. I'm not going to convince you to buy. We're just going to have a conversation about what your situation is, and I will provide the best path forward for you, and you do what you want with that. And that's it. Our Memorian out. Real Estate Raccoons. We'll see you next week.